Welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online public test server number 9. And today I'm going to show you where to find the 2 new companions that are going to be coming with the Necrom Chapter. They are pretty easy to find, I think, but I will have to show them to you on the map. I've seen a lot of people on the PTS asking where to find them, so I'm sure that will be a question that many people have. So first we're going to show the location for the Argonian Sharp as Night. He can be found right outside the Necrom gates. He is down the pathway, the main pathway just before you enter the gates, right here. At the end of the bridge, and then come down here. And he is right here. Sharp as Night. From here you will pick up his quest and finish that, and he will become your new companion. Sharp as Night has a perk called Sharp's Patience, which offers an improved chance at finding trophy fish and slightly reducing reel times. So that is a fishing companion. Okay, so next I'm going to show you the location of Azander Alcibiades. I don't know if I pronounced that correct. He is a magus, and he can be located in Apocrypha, right in the middle place called Cypher's Midden. And there's the way shrine to get there. And you come down from the way shrine, you come up this road, and here he is along the road.
Another one. Confounded thing. You have an intelligent look about you. A moment of your time?
So then you will do his quest, and he will become your companion. Azander has a perk called Azander's Inquisitiveness, which gives you a chance to discover research portfolios when searching containers. Portfolios can contain crafting recipes, treasure maps, research notes, survey reports, and other documents of value. So that is the perk that he will give you. Alright, so let's talk about what each of the companions is, or what their class is, and their different skills. So I'm going to start with Azander. Azander is an Arcanist, and he comes with several Arcanist skill lines. First one is Quill Knight. He's got Scathing Rune at the start. Abor's Augmented Ward, second, and Fear of the Unknown, which is applying fear to the enemy. The ward is pretty nice, I guess. The first time they take direct damage after casting, the shield retaliates and deals 6,300 magic damage to the attacker. And it absorbs 3,150 damage for 6 seconds to Azander. Revitalizing Researcher. This has some heals and shields. Triptych Physic. Not sure quite how that one is pronounced. It launches a trio of restorative runes at themselves or allies, dealing 2,381 health 3 times over 7.8 seconds. Shields of Erudition. Azander manifests spinning discs of pure knowledge to surround themselves and up to 2 allies, granting a damage shield that absorbs 6,300 damage for 6 seconds. And a Zone of Recuperation. Azander outlines a domain of eldritch power, healing themselves and their allies standing within for 1,191 health over 8 seconds and granting 150 health, magic, and stamina recovery. Scholar of Apocrypha. This one has an ultimate. See, this is the ultimate. So the ultimate is Vigorous Tentacular Eruption. He creates a gate to Apocrypha beneath an enemy. After 2 seconds, a swarm of hideous tentacles burst through the gate, dealing 9,450 magic damage to enemies within the gate, knocking them up in the air and stunning them for 3 seconds. Enemies damaged by the tentacles receive major vulnerability for 4 seconds, increasing their damage taken by 10%. I don't know, sounds like a fun one. Then the active abilities for this class is the Triune Word, which deals 2,100 magic damage 3 times with a trio of runes before launching them at the enemy. And then Tendrils of the Colorless Sea. Azander infuses their arm with Abyssal Arcanum and thrusts forward, dealing 3,150 physical damage to enemies and applying minor vulnerability to them for 6 seconds, increasing the damage they take by 5%. And then Fate Omen's Inspiration. Azander charges their weapon and their allies' weapon with apocryphal energy for 8 seconds, applying minor berserk, increasing their damage done by 5%. And those are the main skills that come with his class. And then he comes already with a restoration staff and rejuvenation. So I've been kind of playing with him as a healer to see how he'll do.
Back at
Next,
it again.
Let's look at Sharp as Night.
Need something?
Sharp as Night is coming in as a warden. So he has several warden skill lines to call on. First one is Beast of the Hunt. This one has the ultimate, Gore, where he will provoke a spectral Kaguti to charge and toss the enemy for 18,603 physical damage, stunning them for 3 seconds. This ability deals 150% more damage to enemies below 25% health. That's a pretty nice little ultimate there, I think. Then he has Swoop. Sharp as Night commands a Cliff Racer to dive bomb an enemy, dealing 6,201 magic damage. If they are more than 7 meters away from the target, they set them off balance for 7 seconds. Then they have Char, which is a group of fiery Shulk that attack, dealing 3,100 magic damage to enemies in front of them. After the Shulk complete their attack, they burrow underground for 3 seconds and then resurface again, dealing another 3,100 magic damage to enemies in front of them. And then Infest. He provokes a cloud of Fetcher Flies to swarm an enemy, dealing 9,295 magic damage over 8 seconds. The Fetcher Flies rip through the enemy's flesh, afflicting them with minor vulnerability for the duration, increasing their damage taken by 5%. So he's got some really nice skills. He's got Fungal Forge, which is the cluster of mushrooms that heal you and your allies for 5,337 health, and heals for 50% more on allies that are within 8 meters. Then Perennial Bloom. He summons a field of blooming flowers, healing you and nearby allies for 1,007 health every 2 seconds over 8 seconds. Used best when it's used when Sharp as Night or the ally is below, at 75% health or below. Petals of the Hunter. Sharp as Night calls on the essence of the carnivorous bloom, causing their light attacks to restore 2,098 health to themselves and 2 nearby allies for 8 seconds. And then Winter's Bite is the next class group. You can have a Sheet Mail, which is an ice armor for themselves and their grouped allies, which grants major resolve, increasing physical and spell resistance by 180 for 5 seconds. Cold Snap, encircles themselves with ice shards to skewer enemies in the area, immobilizing them for 3 seconds and dealing 1,331 frost damage every 2 seconds for 8 seconds. Damage is done based on Sharp as Night's max health. And Snow Squall. Sharp as Night envelops themselves in a winter wind, instantly healing for 5,408 health and an additional 1,351 health every 2 seconds over 8 seconds. This ability scales with their max health and used when Sharp as Night is below 75% health. So between the two, I really like Sharp as Night's skill line in his class. He comes with the dual wield class unlocked already. So I've kept him like that, and I'm testing him out with that skill line. That is pretty much it about the companions. Their quest lines to obtain them are pretty entertaining. But be prepared. I will give you one little spoiler. Both of them will lead you into a public dungeon. Just a forewarning on that. But otherwise, the stories are kind of cute. And that's all I have for you today on the companions that are coming with Necrom. Take care.
Thank you for watching. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Until next time, goodbye.